Life cycle of a star, a very important topic in our IGCSE and GCE O level. This is part of a chapter called Space Physics. Life cycle of a star is related with the idea that how stars are formed, how they pass their life, and how they move towards the end of their life cycle. A star is formed from interstellar cloud of gas and dust. So this is the first concept to be made, that how this process actually start. There are some locations in our universe which are called star nurseries, where huge rocks are there. Due to gravity and the pull of the gravity, the rocks come closer together. In between the rocks, we have hydrogen gas nuclei, and these nuclei, under the pressure of gravity and the temperature related, they undergo a nuclear fusion. This is just like a very general view of the whole process. Now we start the process in detail. First, a protostar is formed, which is like a baby star. It's a firstborn star. And this protostar is actually the startup of the star life, but it is not hot enough for fusion to take place. Now, protostar is basically an interstellar cloud, and it undergoes, the process like squeezing, expansion, and it is due to change in temperature, and the competition is with internal gravitational force of attraction. Now, protostar becomes a stable star. When it becomes stable when the inward force, one force is pulling in and the other force is pulling outward. This is a gravitational attraction is balanced by an outward force due to the high temperature in the center. So there are two forces acting. One force is acting inward and second force is acting downward. So this is like a competition. Now the protostar is unstable. It stabilizes and the fusion process starts. Fusion releases a huge amount of energy, and this is the beginning of the life cycle of the star. All stars eventually run out of hydrogen, just like a fuel consumption cycle. Gradually, the fuel is used up, and the star is no longer able to produce any particular energy. The nuclei are not available to continue the fusion process. Now, what happens when this run out occurs? Majority stars expand to form red giants. This is a term used when the stars are moving towards their end cycle, while the massive stars, which are really big, they expand to form red supergiants. And this is basically the difference between is coming from the size. So all stars, hydrogen nuclei get fused. Gradually, the hydrogen nuclei stock is over, so the star begin to expand. If it's a regular size star, it will turn into a red giant. Very big stars, they turn into red supergiant. So this is the partition at the point when the end cycle is beginning. Now a red giant is basically less massive star, forms a planetary nebula with a white dwarf at its center. What is this sequence? This is coming for those stars which are less massive, and the planetary nebula is a region of cosmic gas and dust. And this is dwarf. The topic was discussed in the start of the chapter also. Now look at this flow chart again. From red giant, we will go towards the planetary nebula with a white dwarf. Now, what happened to the red supergiant? Many stars, when they reach the end of their lifetime, they are torn apart by a massive explosion, which is called supernova. The red supergiant explode in supernova, and after this huge explosion, the remaining the out after the explosion, you will be left with a neutron star or a black hole. Black hole got very much fame because of its mention in our fiction movies and science related topic movies. So, but actually, neutron star is also a beast, a huge object in our space. Red supergiant, supernova. is exploded, and then you end up with a nebula and a neutron star and a black hole. Now, neutron star is the collapsed core of massive supergiant star. This is basically this is basically a huge structure in the universe. Now, the other option is black hole. Black hole is basically the output of supernova, and when this is the black hole, and it is just like a very common member of many fiction movies. And we had a discussion earlier that it has a huge gravity and virtually nothing can escape it. Now, the supernova, then what happened? Massive star, they turn into red supergiant, supernova explosion occur, nebula, and a black hole or neutron star. Now, this is a very good sequence of the main sequence, including the main sequence of the life cycle and the end cycle of a star. Now we complete our title here that nebula converts into a protostar. The protostar undergoes a main sequence. We have two options there, red giant and red supergiant. They turn into two objects. Now, this was a brief outlook of the life cycle of a star. Thank you.